Welcome to Small Business Big Dreams, where every episode is a new journey into the world of entrepreneurs who are daring to dream big. In this corner of the internet, we're going to celebrate the innovation and the perseverance it takes to turn small ventures into booming successes. These small businesses aren't just places to shop, they're actually hubs of creativity and passion, each with its own amazing story. From the mom and pop shops to the innovative startups, we're going to explore it all. You'll meet the faces behind the brands, hear their stories, and maybe even get inspired to start your own venture. Whether you're a longtime local or new in town, come along with me for the ride and let's celebrate the backbone of our communities one small business at a time. Now let's dream big and spread some love for our local heroes. All right, well, welcome back to another week of Small Business Big Dreams. I'm your host, Eric Bohl, and I'm here with one of my good new friends, Darcy Lang, and we are going to talk about this incredible, animal-loving dog company, Pet Services, not just dogs, but I love dogs, so I'm going to be biased to this whole conversation. Well, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, you're a horrible liar, but I'm glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. No, I actually am.
Yeah?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, Lakeshore Pet Services. Give us the elevator pitch. What do you guys do?
So we provide dog walking, pet sitting services for pretty much anyone in the North Shore. We specialize mainly in dogs and cats, but we do have a handful of reptile, bird, rabbit clients, which I love, all the exotic animals. But we do dog walking for people who are at work during the week if they need us Monday through Friday, or if people are going out of town and need us to stop by for their cats, other animals, all that fun stuff.
Wow. That's a lot of pet stuff.
It's a lot of pet services, hence the name.
Pet Services.
There you go. There you go.
I said dog walking and I failed already out the gate. So you said North Shore. Like, what? Describe for my listeners what that area is. Because is that your only area you service?
Yeah, so we do about a 15-minute radius from Lincolnshire. So
15-minute.
Yeah.
That's pretty specific.
15 minutes. I know that is. Well, we do about 15 minutes from all of my sitters' homes. So like if I have a sitter in Vernon Hills, I'll have them do about a 15-minute radius from there. Most of the time it is about 15 minutes from Lincolnshire though. So we do, Highland Park, Deerfield, Buffalo Grove, Libertyville, all of those fun areas. North Shore, the North Shore area.
Lake Forest.
Yes. Yeah. Lake Forest.
My old stomping grounds.
Yep, it's your area.
Yeah, we actually found out we used to live very close to each other.
Yeah.
But back in the day, different lifetime.
Yep.
Okay, so sitters. So wait, how many sitters do you have?
Right now I have 5 sitters working for me, so there's 6 of us in total.
6 total. Wow.
6 total.
That's a big team.
It's a big team.
And then do you have all right, actually, I'm getting way too far down that rabbit hole right out the gate. I am so curious about this because, I had dogs growing up, but we never had like a pet service. It was like I was the pet service.
You were the pet
take
service.
care of the dog.
Exactly.
Like now, walk them.
Exactly.
Like, well, I don't want it. I don't care. Dad was like, take them out.
Take the dog out. Yep.
Okay, so when did you start Lakeshore?
So I started this in February of this year, so it's been just over 2.5 years now.
So not February of this year.
Yeah, February of this year.
That's when you started it?
No, that's not when I started it. February of this year has been 2 years. God. My brain.
It's okay. So you've been around. So February of 22.
February of 22 is when I started it.
That's when you started it.
So it's been just over 2.5 years now. This is why I specialize in animals and not math.
Oh, well, hopefully you can count and make sure all the dogs are still there.
Yes.
So.
Yes, thankfully.
So 2.5 years. Okay, so we started this in 22. What were you doing before that?
So I was actually doing this, but working for a different company. I was up in Kenosha, working for a company called Kenosha Pet Sitter. It's a guy named Ben who runs that. Super, super nice guy. I was doing basically everything that I'm doing now, but working as a sitter for him. Loved it. This is what I did all day, every day up there. But then I kind of realized that I wanted to start my own business, moved down to the Lincolnshire area, and kind of it blossomed from there. Blossomed.
Oh, that's such an elegant word
Thank
for
you
starting
so
a
much.
business.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what was kind of the game plan? So obviously, unless, you just totally winged it, it's like, screw this. I want to start my own business. Like, did you know you wanted to service the North Shore? Was there a particular reason this area, or this is just kind of the route you just threw a dart at a map and said, hey, let's just do it?
Yeah. So the Lincolnshire area is where I grew up. This is kind of as you said, my old stomping grounds. This was my whole area, my childhood. So when I left Kenosha, I moved down in with my dad in Lincolnshire, which is why I specifically went to Lincolnshire. Thanks, Dad. Lifesaver for sure. But I've got a bunch of family and friends in the area. So I kind of knew when I was going to start the business that I would get a lot of
just some initial work, essentially.
Yes, absolutely. And I knew that my family and friends would put the word out for me through word of mouth. That's how I got all of my clients to start with. And then it kind of blew up from there. So I had a lot of support from family and friends, which is great. But yeah, that's kind of the whole area that I'm most comfortable with, most familiar with.
Yeah. And the more you know the area, the better. I mean, It makes it,
Yep.
So this very creative name of Lakeshore Pet Services, how did you come up with it? Is there a story, like some deep, intimate,
No.
brain-teasing story behind it?
No. And I don't feel like I have a good answer for this because I absolutely, this was one that I winged it on.
Okay.
Originally, I was looking at doing like North Shore Pet Services, but that was taken.
Really?
Yes. And then there was a few other ones that I was looking at that were all taken. So originally I started as Lakeshore Pet Sitting and Care. Nice, way too long. Because I'd answer the phone and I'd be like, "Hi, this is Darcy with Lakeshore Pet Sitting and Care. I can't pet Sitting and Care, I think." And I got to the point where I couldn't even get it out. So
you're like,
I was like, I gotta shorten this. I gotta shorten it. I didn't want to do Lakeshore Dog Walking because we offer more than just dogs.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do anything dog and cat or four paws because we've got our feathered
birds
friends.
And snakes
exactly.
And all that crazy
exactly.
Shit. Yeah.
So wanted to somehow tie in North Shore, Lake Michigan, all of that. So kind of winged it. Came up with Lakeshore, went with Pet Services. Sounded like it described us pretty well. That's
pretty straightforward.
That's how
but there
that was
you put
born.
some thought behind it. There's some reasoning there.
There's some thought.
And I actually, honestly, like as you say this, I actually like the services word from a business perspective.
Yeah,
because
me too.
it leaves a lot of room for like if you want to shift, change, add, take away.
Right.
Where like, or the assumptive of like if you did do like walking, like maybe most people would just assume that's the only thing you do.
Right.
Like, so pet services I love.
Yeah.
Because it's like as you grow, you don't really have to worry about the name outgrowing the name of your business.
Yeah. And we offer some like random services like pet transport. If we need to someone needs their dog to go to the vet and they aren't able to do it, we'll sit at the vet, bring the dog there, bring the dog back. We also do medication administration if an animal needs sub-Q fluids or an injection and the client isn't comfortable doing that. We'll come over, do that for you, and then leave. So there's like little random things that we do in addition to dog walking and, just pet sitting. That's why I was like, Pet Services kind of felt like it covered all my bases.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bases and then some. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always do this. I have like a weird thing about it. I always like, what's the abbreviation? LPS, which isn't bad. Those are three strong letters. I'm really judgy when it comes on that.
No, LPS. Love
it. You logo that out. It's really good.
Yep.
Looks good. Looks great.
Yep.
I can't tell how many businesses haven't thought about that. And it's like that spells out like ass.
Exactly.
Or
something
or
horrible.
something really dumb, you know, or something I can't even say on the podcast. And I can get away with a lot of things on this podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like, or I like how, like, if you say it, like, even, I know I'm going to bring this up again, and I've done it before on this podcast, but like when I started the Jeep Club, and a big thing for me was the, Lake County Jeep Club. Again, like you said, a mouthful. It's not too bad though, but the abbreviation LCJC, it rolls really well. And I was like, for me, that was important.
Yeah.
Because it was like everyone shortens everything these days. So it's like, what's the short name of anything you make,
Yep.
No,
LPS is nice. It's easy.
LPS.
I don't mind.
Hey, do you guys use Lakeshore? That's who we use.
Yeah,
I like Lakeshore.
See, but then it's tricky because in our whole neighborhood, I don't know if yours is the same way. Our trash company is Lakeshore Recycling Services, which is LRS. So I get
correlation,
right? So I get so stressed out when I mention like Lakeshore Service because I'm like, not the trash company, but it's fine.
But no, waste management. I think is who we have for ours because they're like right down the street. Anyway, I know you and I talked about this before, like the podcast is our prep session. Not really a prep session, more like event session, right? What challenges have you faced?
So honestly, the biggest challenge that I've been dealing with, that I'm sure many small business owners have dealt with, is hiring.
My favorite topic.
Hiring has been tough.
Always is.
It really is. So I'm very thankful and grateful for my sitters that I have now. Pretty much all of my sitters that I've had in the past that have been with me and then left to go off to college or to other jobs, they've all been great. It's just finding people to work is the hard thing. So, I mean, I advertise on Indeed. I have gotten some sitters from friends of friends, and that's all great, but it's just hard getting people to even interview because it's, especially because we're in such a limited area. I mean, we have a small radius, so I'll have people that are wanting to apply, but they'll live in downtown Chicago. And I'm like, that's not going to work.
Doesn't work.
I can't have you drive that far to do a 15-minute visit for someone and then drive all the way home when I'm paying for mileage. That's not sustainable in the long term. So
that doesn't make sense for the business.
No.
It doesn't make sense for them.
No.
I mean, why would they want to drive an hour, if not longer, on horrible days?
Agree.
Like it's like, no. Are your sitters, are they full-time? Is enough work that they're working essentially full-time hours?
Some of them are part-time, but most of them I have, like I said, Monday through Friday clients when people are at work and they need them to run over, and we'll have 4 or 5 of them in a row on Monday through Friday, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Are you?
Am I?
Okay.
Do I look like I don't? No.
A little bit, but it's fine. It's fine.
So, because they're only working, so you're paying, I'm really interested on this work because it's an interesting business model. So you paying for their mileage.
So I have like kind of an odd pay structure. The way that I do this. I would
be curious on how you pay for this because essentially they're only working for a little bit. Right.
Okay.
Do you mind sharing how you
No,
have
not at all, because it's very interesting and weird the way that I do it.
Okay.
So I pay hourly, but the way that I do it is I pay for the length of the visit and then I pay 30 minutes travel time. So I pay 15 minutes to the visit, 15 minutes home from the visit.
Okay.
So if they're doing a 30-minute visit, they're getting 1 hour of pay because they're getting 30 minutes pay for the visit and then 30 minutes travel time.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally.
So even if a visit's only 5 minutes away from them, I automatically pay them the 15 minutes to and from, just because I get
nickel and diming it and the math of it all.
We know that I'm not great with math, so I try to avoid that as much as possible. So I just go ahead and give them 30 minutes travel time per visit and then pay for the length of the visit.
Now, how does it work? Like, let's say there's 3 in the same neighborhood. Is it no?
I just automatically pay them the 30 minutes travel time
for each one.
Yep.
That's a nice little. I mean, you call it a perk, and then again, you're not trying to figure out too much. You're not overcomplicating the formula.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's easiest for me to just be able to pay them an hour for a 30-minute visit.
And then you also know then your cost to each customer too.
Yep.
Because, I mean, as much as you want to obviously get as many in the same area and close together so they're easier to hit, obviously there's obvious reasons, but at the same time, then it's just like, all right, you're seeing 6 people for 30 minutes each. That's 3 hours plus another half hour for each visit. Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah. So it
makes it easy for both of you.
It keeps things easier for everyone. And then my sitters don't have to worry about keeping track of their mileage because they know that they're automatically going to be paid for more than they traveled every single time. Like I said, even if it's 5 minutes away, I still give them that travel time and I don't schedule farther than 15 minutes. If it does take them longer than 15 minutes to get to a visit, I have them let me know and I'll compensate them for the extra drive time as well. So
that's some serious shit going down if it takes longer.
I know. Construction.
Oh,
construction.
Roads and they got like a lot of railroad stuff going on lately. It feels like roads are just straight closed for a month at a time.
Yeah, it's been a pain. But my employees like it. I mean, they like doing it that way. I like doing it that way because they know that they're, taken care of.
So you said again Monday through Friday. Do you not? Just clients don't need stuff on the weekend as much?
We do have weekend clients as well. That's mainly if people are going out of town, if they're on vacation or something and they need
stuff.
Yeah. But like for regular weekly scheduled stuff, typically it's just weekday.
also, again, my curiosity from this business model, are your employees, are they like contractor? Are you 1099?
W-2.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Everyone's
Wow.
W-2. I had done a ton of research when I first hired on my first employee a couple years ago because I had been told conflicting information. Some people were saying hire them as 1099 contractors. Some people were saying hire them as W-2. From everything that I had done in my research, it looked like W-2 employees were going to be the best fit. It seemed like the government would be a lot happier if I did it that way.
Yep.
So I just kind of want, being a new business owner, I have done everything by the book. Like very hardcore, strict on myself. Like I follow everything the way I'm supposed to do. So I didn't want to cause any problems or
play in the gray area of,
yes,
Uncle Sam,
right.
you can get Uncle Sam interested in your business when you don't want him to.
Right. So I wanted to avoid all of that. I just went straight ahead with W-2 employees, and that's worked out great for me.
And that's actually got, in my assumption, and correct me if I'm wrong, your business insurance probably prefers them W-2 because of the liability of what you're dealing with, other people's pets and the cost and the emotional trauma if you do something wrong.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I've seen, actually, we were talking about this earlier. I knew somebody who also owned another dog walking business. Why Lakeshore versus someone else out there?
So first of all of our sitters are pet first aid certified. Everyone is background checked as well. I personally train all of my sitters because I want to make sure that I can trust them because I don't want to send someone into a client's home that I don't trust personally. We are fully bonded and insured. I have a workers' comp policy that covers all of my sitters. So you're basically covered from every single angle when we're in your home, and your pet is covered from every single angle. So all of my sitters, like I said, are very experienced, very smart, very trustworthy people. So I think we're just a lot more professional than if you were to hire a 16-year-old who's on break from high school.
Yeah, no, totally. And again, if when something goes wrong, what to do?
Right.
It's like you need to have people that are there know how to react. It's like it's like babysitting your kid. It's the same thing. These pets are a family.
Yeah, and that's what we say is that you're not paying us for when things go right. You're paying us. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Our experience is for when things go wrong.
Right.
That's what we know how to handle those types of situations.
Pitch like a true insurance salesman.
Thank you so much.
If you ever need a side hustle,
there you go.
Sign me up. Isn't that when they say about insurance, you pay,
probably
you want us, you don't need us when things are right, but
you need when things are wrong. Yeah. Exactly. And that's the thing is we know how to handle those situations. That's what all of my sitters are trained in. That's what I'm trained in. We love the visits when everything's going right and everything's going great. And we just get to go play with Fluffy and then turn around and go home. But that's why we do what we do is we want to make sure everyone's comfortable and safe.
So let's double click into a little bit of the services even more here. So you talked about the amount of time, right? So if like I wanted you to just come do like what are the different times? Like 15 minutes, half hours?
Right.
Like what does this look like?
So we offer 15-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute, and 60-minute visits. And that's for our drop-in visits. So that's when we're just coming to your house, taking care of your cat or dog, or other animal, and then leaving. We also offer overnight visits where our sitter will stay at your house overnight. We offer the medication administration. We offer pet transport. We also offer, which I think is a fun kind of service, is key lockout. So I have keys to pretty much all of my clients' homes.
Yeah.
So it's happened before where a client will call me and say, "Hey, my kid locked me out of the house. Can you come let me in?" And
for the right amount of money?
For the right price.
Yeah,
absolutely. So we'll head over there. It won't even involve the animal. We'll just unlock the door, let them in, and be on our way.
What a thought. Yeah.
So
seriously.
I wanted to offer that as something like I have a lockbox full of hundreds of keys, and if someone has an issue and they can't get in and I'm the only one with a spare key, of course I'm going to go help you and let you in,
or you're probably still a lot cheaper than a locksmith.
100%.
Will also take 6 hours to get there.
Exactly.
And then
I'm
buy a new lock and all that.
I'm within 15 minutes of everyone's houses, so sure, I can be there. Give me 5 minutes, I'll be there. So So we do offer a couple little extra things like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Nice little add-on.
Yeah.
It's a twist to an unforeseen circumstance. I like that.
Yep.
So when obviously you started the business, it was just you.
Yeah.
And now you're up to 5 employees, right?
Yes.
So what else has evolved since you've started the business?
Well, I think like most people, I've switched more over to the more I don't know this word.
Technological.
Is that the word?
That's a word. I don't know what word you were looking for, but that is a word.
We've switched over to using more technology than we did at the beginning.
Okay.
When I first started the business, I have all of my clients sign a contract. It's basically release of liability contract.
You can't
for us.
Sue me.
Exactly.
Unless you have a really good lawyer.
Yeah, true. Or a very good reason. So I would always have my clients sign a paper contract with a
clipboard,
charcoal copy.
Carbon copy.
With a carbon copy. And so I would keep
the hand signal. She's trying to we're like playing Pictionary right now.
I wish you could see what I'm doing.
Fish thing. God, I don't even know.
Carbon copy
with carbon copies.
So I would have my clients keep a copy of the contract. I would keep a copy. I always did paper copies. I ended up with a folder of just all these paper contracts. Yeah. And I just got to the point where I was like, I can't keep doing this all the time. I'm going to end up with piles of paper. I was like, I got to move forward and move into the technology more. I got to progress a little bit. So I switched everything over. We use a program called Time to Pet. And through Time to Pet, we do our scheduling. I do our invoicing. All of our clients sign the electronic contract through there. Ooh, we're getting fancy. It's fancy. After every visit, we always send a report card as well. We always send pictures. We let everyone know how their pet's doing. We used to just send a text message and attach the pictures and say, hey, Fluffy did great. Fluffy had their food, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. We were able to switch that over to Time to Pet as well, to that app. So now all of our clients download this app. They are prompted to sign the service agreement right at the beginning when they first activate the account. And then they basically have a profile in this app of their home's information, so they can enter security system code, garage door code, if they want their mail brought in, if they want their trash taken out, all the little things like that we offer. And then they have a separate profile for each of their pet. So then they can say, do they want their pet walked with a harness or with a collar? How much is their pet fed? All of that information. And then after every visit, they get the report card directly through Time to Pet. So everything's through the app, which is very nice now. So instead of my sitters having to text clients off their personal phone number, now everything's done through the app. So it's kind of a
secure.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just kind of a little easier for everyone. It's a way for us to keep everything condensed into one area.
Well, and at the end of the day too, like, you don't want your sitter having all your clients' phone numbers, and you don't want these clients having their phone number for whatever reason. Yeah. There's just a lot of positive there, and I think from a professionalism standpoint, it comes off very clean. I like this. I like it a lot. What was the name of the software again?
Time to Pet.
Time to Pet. Oh, plugging them. All right.
Time to Pet. They're great.
Hey, if they want to sponsor this podcast,
let's bring them on. So it's cool that there's even an app, a program like that's made specifically for pet sitters. It
put everything all in one for you. Made life
everything
easy.
all in one. Yep, love it.
Nice. What else? What else has evolved? Did you bring in more technology?
No.
Technological advances.
We're going to bring drones to start walking the dogs soon.
Dude, walking AI robots.
That would be insane. No, I think that's pretty much it for the technology aspect.
That's quite a bit.
That's quite a bit.
That's a good one. That's
quite a bit.
From carbon copies.
Don't get me started. I can't keep track of it all.
I hope you can keep track of all the dogs though.
I can.
Pets, all kinds of
all
pets.
the pets. It's the one thing I'm very, very good at.
I'm gonna go down a curiosity route.
Okay.
What's your favorite pet outside of cat and dogs that you guys sit for?
Oh man. Personally,
yeah,
I'm a reptile girl.
You and your reptiles.
I love reptiles.
Oh, God.
I love reptiles. So any chance I have. Oh, and we have a very cool African gray parrot that I watch her name's Echo. She's adorable. And she's actually the same age as me. She was born the same year as me.
Really?
Yes.
24 years ago.
Stop it. You're too kind. Too kind. Born in 94.
Wow. A parrot?
Oh, a parrot, an African gray parrot. She's super cool. And so I go over there.
I want to see a photo.
They're beautiful. They're all gray, hence the name African gray.
I was
going
to think like they're going to be green or like red.
Oh, just wait. They have a bright red tail.
Really?
Yes. And they're ridiculously smart. One of these birds was on like America's Got Talent, and they can know over like 100 words or something. It's insane. So I go over. I love Echo. Her name's Echo. Echo and I have a bond now. And so now I go over there and she gets all excited and she'll come up to the cage for head scratches and stuff. So cool. She's very unique. I love those parrots.
Yeah. And it doesn't look by any means like I would not call it a parrot. Kind of. They kind of move like, they do the head bob and like a parrot too. I'm watching a vid.
Of course you are. Come back.
The parrots. All right, and I'm back. And regroup.
Watching African gray parrot videos. Besides the parrot, any reptiles I love. We've got some bearded dragons.
That is blown up in popularity.
Everyone loves bearded dragons.
I mean, how do you not?
They're so cool. Yeah. I had one growing up. That was my childhood pet. Her name was Puff the Magic Dragon.
Wow, so original.
Right. So we thought it was so clever.
So clever.
Three-year-old me loved it. We loved
clue
Puff.
what it was about.
Not at all. I loved Puff.
Big purple dinosaur.
Who knows?
I don't remember now. What's your least favorite pet to sit for?
Probably fish.
Because they're boring.
They're boring. Right. Well, that's the thing. I love fish. I have a fish tank of my own. Yeah. I absolutely love fish. However, I like the animals that I get to interact with. So for me, going to a visit and dropping a couple pellets in a fish tank, fine. I don't mind it at all. However, I'd rather sit and be able to play with an animal.
Do you want to feed my tank of piranhas some live meat?
Absolutely.
I wish I had that.
That would be amazing.
But
I would love that. See, that's something that's like entertaining.
She just like lit up.
I
like,
did.
Let's go.
I did. I was like, bring on the piranhas. But when it's like one beta fish and you just have to drop a couple like I don't mind. Again, I don't mind at all.
Of course.
However, I would prefer to play with an animal.
Now, is it true that you're not supposed to put two betas in the same tank?
That is very true.
Yeah.
Male betas.
They'll like kill each other, right?
Correct.
One ends up eating the other.
Correct.
The alpha beta.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it though.
Yeah.
I got it.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I'll be here all week, people. Thank you. Thank you for appeasing me. Oh my God.
Eric. What a guy.
Fun fact. I mean, you basically can call me Indiana Jones because I love all animals but snakes. Anything.
Really?
Anything. But dude, give me the biggest spider, lizards.
Really?
Dude, I would walk right up to a buffalo. Like, I don't care. I love animals. Dude, it is just like my brain can't wrap around the way snake's
body does.
Like, just what they do. Like, it just fucking freaks me out, man.
That's so wild.
So it's like, and I'm like, that's not true. I would totally like book it the other way. I would just like, snake, nope, I'm good. Yeah, I'm moving. Yeah.
I'm a snake girl. God. I have a snake. And so yesterday was my cleaning day for the snake cage. I've had him 14 years now.
Even watching the way they eat and they just slowly engulf something. Yeah, no.
They unhinge the jaw.
Yep. I've watched I've watched a boa constrictor take down a deer.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
That was intense.
Why? Why have you watched this?
I saw it in person.
Why?
I did. Like,
correct. Why?
We were out camping. It was either like we watch and make sure we see what shit's going down, or camp was set up. Like we were.
Oh, I don't like that. See, I wouldn't like that.
So we packed up and left.
Okay.
As this boa was taking down a deer.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
To get out of there.
Snakes are weird. They don't make sense to my brain.
They're kind of creepy. I love them because I've had my guy for so long. But
what kind of snake you have?
He's a corn snake. So he's only about 5 feet.
Only.
I
Dude,
know.
the little 2-footer gardener out back freaks me out. All right.
He's only about 5 feet,
but
he's pretty skinny. He's skinny. He's not like a big honking dude.
Thing, yeah.
He's little, but he's long.
Corn snake. They're not. What do they eat?
Corn. I'm kidding. They don't.
Oh my God.
They eat mice.
You are canceled.
I know. I was waiting for it. They eat mice. I refuse to feed live mice because my heart could not handle that. So
Screeching sound as they're inside them.
God, stop it.
Told you, snakes, man. They're fucking...
They freak you out.
Mm-hmm.
I feed him frozen mice. So I pull the frozen mice out. He eats about once every week or every 2 weeks, depending on his mood. Yep.
Wow.
And then I just let them thaw for about an hour or two. Yeah.
Because you don't feed them.
No. They don't eat often. They could go a long time without eating too, especially in the winter. They'll go weeks without eating. They shouldn't, but they can.
Yeah. I will say I'm not so bad about snakes where like I can watch movies. Like I know there's some people are like, they're so like spiders, like they can't even watch movies with spiders in it or anything. I'm like, I know.
I've got a pet tarantula too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
cool too.
I'm down for
You're
some
down
tarantula.
for that, just not the snake.
Dude, all day. Tarantula, let's go. All day.
Okay.
They make sense on how they move.
Yeah, it's true.
It makes sense.
Snakes, on the other hand,
they don't make sense.
Creepy, slithery guys.
Yeah, you slithery little slippery. What's that? Anyway, we have derailed
tremendously.
All right, let's talk about. Do you have any really like crazy, unique animals you've ever set for? I mean, that parrot's pretty crazy.
The parrot's probably the most unique. When I was up in Kenosha, I would take care of ducks.
Really?
Ducks, I loved it. And the client would let me keep all the duck eggs, which were phenomenal.
So good.
Amazing.
So good.
She had ducks and chickens, and I absolutely loved that.
That's that's almost like a farm.
It was amazing. So
have you done like farm animals? Probably more chance up in Kenosha area.
The chickens and the ducks were the extent of the farm animals that I've done professionally. But as you know, I own a horse, I non-professionally have taken care of all of the farm animals.
So you know all the animals.
I know all of the animals. Let me tell you, but.
Now that your business is blowing up, as the words you like to use, which I love the enthusiasm.
Thank you.
What lesson have you learned about yourself over the last 2.5 years?
That I can do it.
Hell yeah.
I think that's it. I think that it gave me a lot of confidence in myself to be able to know that I was, that I could start and create and grow a business by myself with literally no help from anyone. Besides my father for taking me in.
Oh.
But besides that, I created my LLC by myself. I created the website by myself. I started advertising, marketing all by myself. I've done pretty much everything with this business by myself, which was a surprise to myself and probably to everyone else around me.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know. And so everyone's very, very proud of me, but I think the biggest thing is even my parents, they're very proud of me, but they were surprised that I literally created the entire thing without help, which I didn't even know that I could do. So that was pretty cool.
If you did that, now imagine what you can do next.
Who knows? We'll see.
Were there any like surprises or things that when you started the business that you didn't even like think about? Like you were like, I didn't even think I needed to do that or buy that, or I don't know, anything that caught you off guard, or you kind of knew what you're getting yourself into?
I kind of knew what I was getting myself into just because of the fact that I had done this previously, not on the business owner side of it, but I was very familiar with the business as a whole and what it all entailed. So I feel like that helped me a lot creating the business because I knew what I was getting myself into and I knew how to run it properly.
Oh, hot take.
Hot take.
She already knows it all.
Duh.
What's your least favorite part of running the business?
Not being able to say no to people.
We talked about
this. That's my biggest issue is that I feel like I'm so devoted to my business and to my sitters and to my clients that I don't say no because I want to make sure that everyone's taken care of at all times. So if my sitters need time off, I'm like, sure, go for it. please take your time off. But then I end up covering everything that they would have needed to do, which I don't mind. However, I don't have a lot of free time, which I know is kind of how it goes being a small business owner.
I mean, that's the definition of owning a business.
Literally
we quit
how
our
it goes.
40-hour week jobs to work 80-hour week.
Exactly. And that's how it is. So I definitely work a lot more than I would like to work at this time, but I think that's all part of growing the business because I want to keep growing the business. So I have to put in the hours.
Yeah. But you also have to not always work in the business. You have to work on the business. I mean, I know my listeners probably hate me saying that now because I say it all the time.
That was good.
But don't work in the business. You got to work on the business if you want to grow it.
You got it, boss.
Yeah. And now I'm fired. So what's the next goal for you for the business?
So I'm actually in the process of expanding to downtown Chicago.
Wow, that is a huge leap.
It's a huge leap.
Dang.
So I've recently hired on my second in command, as I call her, and she will basically be taking over everything that I do in the suburbs. She will be doing that in the city. So she lives down in Lakeshore East, and will be beginning to do my client meet and greets, doing employee interviews, beginning to do visits on her own down there, and then work on expanding down there. And so then she'll kind of be in charge of that whole area. And we're hopefully going to get some sitters lined up down there to take care of the animals in Lakeshore East.
Well, and the 15-minute rule is like a block in Chicago.
I know. Yeah, well, exactly.
One building is all you need. You get set up in one building, you're good. Yeah, but I the dog walking business in Chicago, man, that could get fierce, man.
Well, yeah, and she's told me before that she's like, there's more dogs than people in my building. Like, there's a lot of animals in that area.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sitters in that area, I'm sure as well, and dog walkers in that area. So I'm sure the competition is going to be a little bit intense, but I'm hoping that we're able to set ourselves apart by, advertising that we are bonded and insured, and, that my sitters are all trained and background checked and trustworthy and first aid certified and all of that, rather than just a random person off the street that you're letting into your home.
And is this even a plausible business idea? And this is me just spitballing, like going to like condo buildings or apartment complexes and getting an agreement with the building where it's like built into, like it's an amenity, like you guys are already offering it. And
yes, it is something that I have thought about. Haven't acted on it yet. Okay. But it definitely has crossed my mind. I don't even know if it's
plausible.
I don't know if it would be either, and that's kind of why I haven't acted on it at all, but it is worth looking into for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they just build it into the rent. You're guaranteed the money every month.
Yep.
And whether 30% of the building uses you or 100% of the building uses you, you're still getting paid the same amount.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
We'll see.
I'm going to go start a business really
Okay,
good.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm lying. Nope. I just like the density idea because then everybody's so close. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, that's the thing is you could have 5 different clients on every single floor.
Right. Exactly.
Of a 100-story building.
But you get too big in one building though. You need multiple people servicing that building because if all the dogs need to all be walked at noon, there's only you can't.
Well, and that's kind of even one of the struggles that I have around here is that so all of our visits are done within a 2-hour time window, which gives my sitters flexibility. If I say, hey, this is a 30-minute visit, you just need to get it done between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. They can go anytime that they want in that window to get the visit done, which is great. However, the 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is our most popular time slot.
Of course, yeah.
Because that's when they're at work and they need...
halfway.
Right. Yeah. So the issue is that even if I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 employees, all of our clients want that time window. And I can only give 2, maybe 3 30-minute visits to each sitter in that time window. So, because you got to be able to
get there, you got to close up, get in your car, get to the next one.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I see, we're mathing time here.
We're math.
Wow, this is super interesting and super exciting. Hey, breaking some news here. We're
breaking some news.
Yeah,
we're
Lakeshore,
growing.
So are you gonna Are you gonna rebrand? Are you gonna keep that Lakeshore name? Is that gonna kind of because it travels? I mean, you're sitting up in Lakeshore. Oh yeah, you're sitting
Lakeshore
right
East.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it,
Lakeshore
works.
East.
It works.
And it's right on the lake shore. So I was thinking about that too. And that's kind of why I wanted to create a name that was able to not be super, super specific, like Lincolnshire Pet Services.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted it to be able to grow if needed. And my whole family was saying, do something like Darcy's Critter Care or something. And I'm like, no, I wanted it to be something that sounded very professional that people wouldn't feel silly saying to their friends and family.
100%.
So went with this. So Lakeshore Pet Services, it does, it will transition well to the city.
Yeah.
Which will be
love
good.
that you didn't do like the Darcy's, no.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. And then the little cartoon characters, your logo, and no.
Not a fan.
No.
Personally.
I'm in the same boat. We're on the wavelength right now.
Okay, good. Same wavelength.
Not that my opinion matters whatsoever.
No, it does.
No,
I take everything that you say into consideration,
You're a
Eric.
horrible liar. Yeah. And
Every time
great, thank you. I'm putting this in the track. I mean, in my
anytime
box,
I make any decision, I have to think, what would Eric do?
That is the most misogynistic. Please tell people that's not true.
It's not true.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. I'm never giving you an opinion on anything
Never.
ever again.
Never.
Ever.
It's fine.
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah. So we're going to change the name of the company though, right?
Yeah, duh.
Oh, duh. Okay. I'm just making sure
Eric's Critter Care.
Anything but snakes.
Anything but snakes.
Actually, that would be
pets.
All pets.
Except snakes.
Except snakes.
There you go. That's perfect. There you go.
It's a long name, but it really lays out who we are.
It works. It really gives a good description.
It does. And and we'll put a snake in the logo.
Perfect.
Because it'll really confuse the shit out of people.
There you go. It's perfect. I like it. Let's launch that soon.
Yeah. I'll get right on that. I'll let you know.
Perfect.
Looking back, because we all have 20/20 hindsight. Is there anything you would have done differently? And no is not an answer.
I was going to say no.
No, there's always something, even if it's as micro as I wish I'd have brought in the software sooner.
Yes.
No.
No, that works. That works. I wish that I would have. Okay. No, I do have something.
Okay.
I do have something.
Okay.
So when I first started the business, I don't want to say I made the mistake of, because I was still learning. So it wasn't a mistake.
Mistakes are okay.
Okay, well then I made the mistake of doing all communication for the business through my personal cell phone number.
Ooh.
Because I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to start the business. I'm going to start getting clients, making calls. Everything was done on my personal phone number, which is fine. Not a huge issue. However, after a few months is when I introduced my business phone number. So I have a separate phone number for the business, which is easy for me. It's great now being able to keep everything in a separate phone number. However, I get lots of calls and texts on my personal number because that number is still out there as my business number, which is fine. It's not, I just say, hey, please shoot me a text or give me a call at the other number. But it gets confusing because I can't keep track of both.
Yeah. Oh my God, your drug dealer phone, Do you have it on two separate phones, or you have it built
I have one phone. So my business phone number is through Google Voice.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
Amazing. So I just have a separate app for Google Voice that I can do all my texts, my calls, and everything through. So it's kind of nice because I know that Google Voice is strictly for my business, and then my actual phone, texting, calling, stuff like that is for my personal number, which is nice. But
it helps you disconnect
as
much as you can.
Sometimes.
Never.
I literally never disconnect.
The eye roll was so intense right now. I think it went all the way around.
I saw my brain.
Woof. No pun intended.
Good. That was good.
Did you see what I did there? I didn't even mean to do that.
That was very good. At least you caught it.
So on that note, how are you balancing, a fast growing new business and keeping some kind of personal life? Can
I say I'm not?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not.
And how is that affecting you?
Bad. No, it's okay. I have been trying to take more vacations.
You're about to take your second one in like a month.
Correct.
Right? Am I wrong?
It's going to be one per. So I'm taking one. I'm taking one in a couple of weeks with my mom, and I'm taking one next month with. I took one last month.
Wow. Yep. Took one last month.
I took
2.5 years ago in February.
You have no idea. This is what happens. I took one last month with my dad, and I'm taking one next month with my mom. So I'm trying to plan out vacations as much as I can. I try to schedule at least a couple days a week that I have less visits than normal. I don't really have any days off, as all small business owners know.
Yep.
You don't have days off.
Nope.
I don't, but I have days where I'm less busy.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
And you have to be intentful about that. Because
Yes.
it's like if you don't, you will just... there's always emails to answer. There's always things to be solved. There's always something you could be doing on the business. But if you don't...
And I will never say no. That's the thing, is that I have to schedule time off for myself. Otherwise, I will say yes to everything and work myself to the bone.
What is like something you wish you had said no to? Do you not want to talk about it?
No, I literally don't know of anything.
There is nothing that you like, I said yes to it, and then like, I just wish I didn't deal with it. Whether it was something a client asked you to do, you bent over backwards for an employee, you bought the wrong software and regretted it. I don't know. There's nothing. Man,
there's nothing.
Nothing.
No.
That's impressive. I'm not. Maybe it's okay. That's crazy.
Okay, wait. I got a little something.
A little something.
A little something.
Okay.
So when clients are on vacation, we normally will schedule 4 visits a day for their pet. We'll do a visit in the morning. We'll do a visit around noon. We'll do a visit around dinner time, and then another one around bedtime. I did that for a client who was about 20 to 25 minutes away from me, and that was for like a week and a half. And so that, right.
A real wolf.
So I've learned not to do the 4 visits a day for longer than 4 or 5 days, because it's draining, because I drive 20 to 25 minutes to do a visit, go home for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then turn back, go all the way out for a visit, come home for 2-3 hours. It's too much. It's too much.
Would it be better, like, in the heart of not saying no, would you offer it just differently, like 2 longer visits, like or something like that?
No. So what we've figured out works best is having one sitter do the first 2 visits of the day, and then have a different sitter do the second 2 visits of the day.
Interesting. Yeah.
So splitting it up, I feel like that's one of the things, like, it's been a learning curve of what one person can handle, with me being that one person. So now I know how it is. I'm not going to make one of my sitters go do that, because I know that if it's super hard on me, I'm not going to make them do it.
Well, and that screws up their whole day for maybe the equivalent
Everything.
of 4 hours of work.
Right. And our earliest visit is between 7 and 9 a.m. and our latest is between 8 and 10 p.m. So it's hard then when you're at a late visit, and then you have to drive home, and then you got to be up early to go back to the visit again the next morning. So it's hard for one person to do it all. I feel like I was kind of the guinea pig on figuring all of that out, which again is how it works. That's how small business ownership works. So I kind of did a lot of testing things out with scheduling, and again with the distance that's why I have our 15-minute rule, because it's hard for us to drive 20, 25, 30 minutes to go do a 15-minute visit and then drive all of that way back home.
Yeah.
So
would you... I'm a devil's advocate. I like asking hypotheticals. So
great,
it's like
bring it on.
So I'm 30 minutes away. Would you then require me to at least have a 30-minute visit, or you just say
I would
no,
not take you on.
You would not. Oh, we're not in our working zone.
Yep. I say you're not within our service area.
Yeah.
I do have one client who is up this way. It takes me about 30 minutes to get here, but she's a good friend of mine. So that's the only reason I do it. But I do have people who reach out, and if they're too far away, I just tell them simply that I don't have a sitter close enough to them to offer services.
What kind of demand would you have to see to like put a sitter out this way? Like, or would you just not, that's not in your plan?
No, I would. at any point. I would have no problem doing that. It's just the hiring process that's been hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the hardest, or I guess we've kind of talked about what, you did to try to find those people. What has worked successfully for you to find the right people to work for you?
Indeed.
Really?
That's been it.
As a recruiter, I cringe hearing that.
That's the only way that I've been able to find people. I've tried posting in the different mom groups on Facebook, Lincolnshire Moms, Libertyville. I'm not a mom. Libertyville Moms, all of those mom groups.
You spammer.
Yeah, right. I've tried posting in those. I have not had any luck with that. I've done Indeed, nothing. Indeed's the one that's helped. I've done ZipRecruiter, nothing. I've tried Nextdoor, nothing.
Wow.
So Indeed's been the most helpful one so far.
And what do the people you do hire, do they have like a particular background, or is it you're just finding just good quality, trustworthy people, and you train them up in what they need to know?
Yep. So one of my sitters right now was the head of HR for the Chicago Botanic Gardens for like 20, 30 years, I think, something like that. Maybe 20 years, maybe 40. I don't know. He did that for a long time and now just wants to kind of relax and play with animals. And then I have had a handful of college students that were back for the summer to help me out. One of my other sitters right now is also a licensed esthetician. She does that part-time as well. So it really is people from all walks of life, who it's just basically if I get a good vibe from them and feel like it's a trustworthy person that I would feel comfortable sending into someone's home or sending to meet a client face to face, like then absolutely come on board.
Have you, again, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, like thought about like reaching out to the veterinary hospitals or like the pet shelters, like people you obviously know are really into animals that like, because a lot of them they need extra money. Like my sister-in-law, she's a vet tech. Like, yeah.
So I've reached out to them for looking for clients, but not necessarily looking for sitters, only because the hours that I need help with are that 11 to 1 time window. And that's when everyone's at work.
Yeah.
So I've had a handful of people reach out that say, hey, I can do just weekends, or hey, I can do just evenings, but I need the help.
You need 11 to 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the hardest time to staff on top of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Have you tried CLC's program?
I have not, but I hear about that all the time. Everyone tells me, they're like, print some flyers, put up an ad at CLC.
Well, they have a job placement program. Like, if they know about you, they will, like, you've got somebody studying, I mean, I guess anything, but it doesn't really matter because you'll train them.
Yeah.
And they can work around, college schedule. Right?
Yeah.
So, because I used to do a lot of part-time hiring, and CLC, was, slam dunk, man, because I found that if somebody is looking to better themselves, so whether they're a career changer or they're a high school grad or CLC is just the way they're going to go, like they have the right attitude I wanted to hire for. They're working full time or going to school full time, they need to work, and it's just like it ended up working out that we did really well out of there. So check it out.
Will do. Thanks.
No more opinions. You're not supposed to listen to me.
Oh, come on. Come on. I do always hear about CLC, though. Everyone always tells me that I should be posting contacting them. So I actually do need to do that.
Doesn't hurt.
So this is the one opinion I will take of yours.
Free $99.
Free $99. My favorite.
I love that price.
Who doesn't?
The business that has to give it away.
It's true. You got me there. The
Very people true. Doing the work for free.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a really interesting. No, we won't talk about that. Never mind. No. So as you know, my photography skills that are a certain level, they're pretty good.
They're great.
Well, thank you.
Phenomenal.
Now you're gonna make me blush.
Good.
Thank you. The amount of times I get asked to do things for free, they lean so heavily because it's a good cause. And I don't mean it necessarily has to be like a charity event or something like that, but because I do a lot and I help the ones I want to help and all that. But like I had someone today asked me to do 100 headshots for free.
No.
Basically, in a very long email of like, it's for the children.
Rude.
And I was like, you know how much time it would take to do that? And
it's for the children.
And they basically just like made the assumption. I was like, I would just give it to them. Like I would just do it for free. Just assumed it.
No. Businesses have to survive.
Yeah. I'm like,
you can't survive on free.
Like the amount of time for 100 headshots. Yeah.
But it's for the kids.
It's for the kids. And it's like a boot camp thing. It's like a high schoolers. They graduate high school. They go to like a boot camp because like for one reason or another, like they aren't going to full-time college or whatever. And they're graduating from like a for-profit program and asking me to come in and do headshots for free. And I was like,
no. No. Sorry. Unavailable.
Yeah. You're out of my service area.
You're out of my service area. That works. It works.
It kind of ends the conversation there.
Oh, gosh.
Man, it was just like cringe. We all have hard times in the business, or we have times where the thought of why am I doing this, right? So how do you stay motivated? What keeps you going?
Wagging tails.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that phase was like you just like
dogs.
Dog.
I think because I love my job. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I've gotten burnt out so many times, and there's so many times where I'm just like, I should go back to being solo. I shouldn't even have sitters working for me because it's so much with scheduling and everything. But I love it because I love all of my clients. I love all of the dogs. It's so nice to be able to go and just spend time with a cat or dog or a parrot or fish.
But not snakes.
Not snake, anything but snakes. To be able to go and spend time with a happy animal. And it's like, it just like refills you. It's so nice.
It is. There's just so something about, I mean, for me, it's a dog.
Yeah.
But like.
Well, that's why they're therapy animals for a reason. It's like having therapy 10 times a day for me. I love it.
Oh, man. It saves you money, then you don't have to go to therapy.
Exactly. No. We should all go to therapy.
You know? But why do I always feel like the therapist should be in therapy?
Hopefully they are.
Or all the marriage counselors, they're always all divorced.
100%.
Like is this like a do as I say, not as I do,
Correct.
like kind of thing? You
Correct.
know, it's like,
Correct. Oh.
If someone was looking to start their own business, what would you tell them?
Do it. Nike. I'm Nike.
Yeah, seriously.
Just
Nike,
do it.
you want to sponsor this
Sponsor
this podcast?
Sponsor it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it. Honestly, I think you can't. So my biggest thing that I'm like, this is going to be so cheesy. It's going to be so cheesy. I'm at the point in my life. Of course, that's the way I work. I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, life is so short that you got to just do it. Like whatever you're thinking about, like you literally only have one life. And then when this is over, you're done. So like if you're thinking about doing something, go freaking do it. Because if you don't, then you miss out on it and you never get to do it again. So like if there's so many people, like if you're thinking about starting a business, just freaking do it. Like what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Like besides money.
I mean, but money's money.
Money's money. Yeah. But it's I don't know. My brain shut down. It's just one of those things that I'm like, you can't let the fear hold you back. Like when I started my business, I was at the point where I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life. I was working for someone else. I loved my job there, but I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do full time. I wasn't making enough to survive on that, working under someone else. Yeah. But I loved what I was doing. So I was like, why don't I just do this on my own, start my own business, which is like a scary thing to think of. That's why I moved back home, moved in with my dad, didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, I just gotta frickin' do it. Push through. We'll see how it goes. And then it blew up into this amazing thing. So it's like you literally just won't know unless you try.
Love that.
I know that was all so cheesy.
Not at all.
But that's just the way I think.
Fear is the number one thing that holds us back.
Absolutely. And it's
or imposter syndrome.
Either one.
Yeah. We could have a long conversation about that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's for another episode.
Therapy with Darcy.
How much time do you have?
We're gonna need a couple days for that one.
But yes.
But yeah, it's just the thing, like I said, where I'm really have hit that point in my life that I'm like, we got one life. Don't want to live your life being miserable.
No regrets.
No regrets. No regrets.
Oh God.
No regrets.
The infamous tattoo, if you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always when you said that, I wanted to sing
Oh, it's my favorite song.
The Eminem song. You know, it's always like, yeah, you're gonna capture it. Just, you know, whatever.
Come on, Eric.
I've been spending too much time with you.
For real. That's how it goes. Your brain shuts down. That's how it goes.
Yeah, right. All right. So let's say hypothetically I have some listeners within your service area and they want your services. What is the best way for them to get a hold of you? Definitely
going to the website. My website, can I plug it?
Absolutely. That's the whole point.
Awesome. It's www.lakeshorepetservices.com. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
All of our contact info's on there, our service area, all of the services we offer, our rates, contact info. I think I already said that, but it's important to know. Mm-hmm. There's also some good reviews on there. Lots of cute puppy pictures and kitty pictures. I know, even if you don't have a pet, you can still go to check out the pictures. We do have a Facebook and an Instagram, all under Lakeshore Pet Services as well. I try to keep up with posting cute pics on there all the time too. So,
you know, a photographer, you should offer professional pet photos.
Oh, I wish I knew a photographer.
Well, if you do, that would be a great thing to add to your services.
That's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Oh, this is why I'm taking advice from you, Eric. This is why you need to run my business.
Oh, God.
There we go.
Dude, I'm going to get canceled. Everyone's going to think like I'm like the worst. Oh, well, let me tell you what you're doing wrong.
Let's hear
Let me mansplain the shit out of this for you.
Oh, but that was good. That's actually very smart. It would be a cool service to offer.
Yeah. It's actually an area I'm trying to break into.
Pet photography?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I have a lot of clients with very cute pets. Yes.
Not that we would know, but I love dogs. But unfortunately,
I love dogs.
I couldn't do cats though. I'm highly allergic.
Oh yeah, I think you told. I don't know if you told me that.
Very allergic to cats.
Okay, well, dog photography
and
only.
Snakes. I'm allergic to snakes too. Snakes can't do snakes.
Most people are.
I'm allergic. Very allergic.
Very highly allergic.
No, any other reptile. No, but snake.
Okay.
Anything but snakes.
Anything but snakes. We're back to that.
Man, I'll dope up on Benadryl for cats. I cannot. There's no medicine yet for.
I'm going to introduce you to my snake sometime.
No, you're not.
I should have brought him with me.
No, you would not. We wouldn't be doing this right now. Anyway, see, Darcy, we have crushed this hour. We have talked nothing about but you and the amazing Lakeshore Pet Services that is blowing up all over Lakeshore.
With the pet services.
With pet services. Any pets, actually. And snakes are included.
Snakes are included. I do love snakes.
Despite Eric's opinion and advice to mansplaining to Darcy about it.
That's the only piece of Eric's business opinion that I will not be taking on.
I have no advice to give. I am just the guy who hosts a podcast. I'm the voice. I'm a voice.
That's fine.
You know, have you ever seen Oz? You know, I'm just the face behind the screen. Whatever. See, I cannot get any of my cliches out today.
Come on, Eric.
Oh, God. Anyway.
It's because you're hanging with me.
Yeah, I'm going to blame you.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Darcy Lang, it's with the E silent.
The E is silent.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And again, everybody, we're always about supporting small business. We're always about shopping local. And Darcy is about as local and as small as it gets. She has a very limited service area, but if you want her pet services, lakeshorepetservices.com.
There you go.
All right. And obviously I'll tag all this in the socials and all that good stuff.
Cool.
But,
thanks for having me. I had a blast.
Did you really?
You're the best.
You're a liar.
I had the best time ever.
You're a horrible liar. Anyway,
that's great.
Appreciate you. Appreciate our listeners. Again, like, comment, share all this with your friends. And until next time, goodbye for now. And that wraps up another episode of Small Business, Big Dreams. Thank you for joining us. Please support us and these incredible small businesses by sharing this podcast with friends, family, and on your social networks. Spreading the word not just helps us grow, but more importantly supports the dreams of our local entrepreneurs. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. But if you have a small business we should hear about, reach out to us on social media or our website. We would love to hear from you. Until next week, I'm your host, Eric Bohl. Keep supporting small businesses, and goodbye for now.